Starting a business isn't just a leap of faith, it's a plunge into the unknown. Everyone tells you about the excitement, the hustle, and the glory of entrepreneurship, but few dare to talk about the brutal, unfiltered truth. The sleepless nights, the gut-wrenching failures, the crushing realization that no amount of planning can prepare you for the chaos of the real world. Why don't they talk about it? Because it's uncomfortable and, frankly, terrifying. But here's the thing, understanding these hard truths is the key to survival and success. Today, we'll uncover what no one wants to admit until it's too late, so you can face these challenges head-on and come out stronger. Welcome to the game of life, where every tip could change your world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and activate those wild notifications so you never miss out on the next life-changing insight. We're on a mission to grow, and your support means everything. Share this journey with your friends, family, and anyone looking to level up their life. Thanks for being part of the game. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone with all the right qualifications, the degrees, the accolades, the impressive LinkedIn profile, but when they step into the real world of business, it's like watching a fish try to climb a tree? It's not that they're not smart. They're just missing something. What is that something? It's the kind of insight you can only gain from building a business from the ground up. Today, we're diving into why the streets often teach lessons that no textbook can, and how this understanding shapes the way you hire and grow your team. Let's get real. Textbooks will teach you how to write a perfect business plan. But will they teach you how to convince a skeptical supplier to extend you credit, or how to deal with a client who suddenly decides they don't want to pay? The textbook answer might be, follow up with a formal invoice and escalate if necessary. The street answer? You better charm them, cajole them, or make them feel guilty enough to cut that check. Building a business from scratch means getting your hands dirty, figuring out not just what works, but why it works. It's like learning to drive. You can read the manual, but until you've faced a rush-hour traffic jam, you don't really know what driving's about. Take, for instance, my friend Raj. Raj opened a food truck after graduating from business school. He had a flawless cost analysis spreadsheet, but forgot one thing. The lunchtime rush wasn't just about efficiency, it was about charisma. The guy in the truck next to him, with no degree but a killer personality, had a line down the block. Raj learned that day, customers buy more than food, they buy experience. Now, let's talk about growth. You're trying to build your dream team. The challenge? Finding people who can thrive where you are now and help you get to where you're going. Here's the deal. If you're driving an old bicycle, there's no point putting a Ferrari engine in it. It might sound impressive, but the bike doesn't have the capacity to handle that power. What you need are people who are ambidextrous. Not literally, though that's cool too. These are folks who can roll up their sleeves and hustle with you today, but also have the vision and skills to help scale for tomorrow. Think about startups. The most successful ones are run by people who've been in the trenches. They're not just strategists, they're doers. Imagine hiring a high-flying executive from a Fortune 500 company to lead your scrappy startup. They might suggest billion-dollar ad campaigns when what you really need is a guerrilla marketing plan and a lot of grit. One common mistake entrepreneurs make is hiring people who've only operated in one universe. These folks assume that everything fits neatly into their version of reality. But in business, one size rarely fits all. Flexibility is the name of the game. Here is a proverb: a big tree cannot grow in a small pot. Building from the ground up teaches you to adapt, innovate, and think on your feet. You learn how to pivot when a supplier lets you down, or when market trends shift overnight. It's the ability to operate in uncertainty that separates the dreamers from the doers. You know the difference between an MBA graduate and a street-smart entrepreneur? The MBA says, we'll need a focus group to validate this idea. The entrepreneur says, let's test it on my cousin Bob and see if he buys it. Bob's feedback, priceless. Can someone with only academic knowledge of business outperform an entrepreneur who built their business from scratch? While academic knowledge provides valuable frameworks and theories, Real-world entrepreneurship often demands adaptability and practical problem-solving skills that textbooks cannot teach. Entrepreneurs who build from scratch face challenges like negotiating with difficult clients, managing cash flow on tight margins, and pivoting strategies when market conditions change. For instance, a graduate with an MBA might excel at financial modeling, but struggle with unpredictable on-the-ground challenges, such as handling disgruntled customers or navigating a supply chain breakdown. Conversely, a ground-up entrepreneur learns these lessons through experience. They develop a keen intuition for risk, a network of practical connections, and resilience in facing uncertainty. Success often comes from blending both worlds, academic insights coupled with street-smart execution. Quick pause. If you're finding this video helpful, why not share it with someone who could benefit too? A simple recommendation from you means more than anything and helps our community grow. Is hiring highly qualified professionals always the best way to grow your business? Not necessarily. While highly qualified professionals bring expertise, their background may not align with the current stage of your business. For example, hiring a senior executive from a large corporation to lead a small startup could result in misaligned expectations. They might implement processes suited for a billion-dollar company when the startup needs flexible, quick decisions. Instead, businesses often need ambidextrous individuals, those who can operate effectively in the current stage while envisioning and building for future growth. Think of it like constructing a bridge. You need engineers who understand the foundation as well as the span that will connect both sides. Hiring someone solely accustomed to an end product universe risks ignoring the journey required to get there. Can insights gained from ground-up experience be taught to others, or do they need to be earned? Ground-up insights can be shared, but their impact often depends on the recipient's willingness and ability to learn through experience. For example, a seasoned entrepreneur can mentor others by explaining how to manage unpredictable cash flow or negotiate under pressure. However, unless the mentee faces similar real-world scenarios, they may not fully appreciate or internalize the lesson. This is akin to learning to swim by reading versus jumping into the water. Practical application cements understanding. Programs like apprenticeships or real-world business incubators attempt to bridge this gap by providing hands-on experience, allowing learners to absorb ground-up insights through guided exposure rather than solely theoretical means. Here is another proverb: smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Here are some hidden or less commonly discussed insights about building a business from the ground up that go beyond the usual advice. The power of emotional resilience. Building a business from scratch isn't just about strategy or hard work. It's an emotional roller coaster. Entrepreneurs often face loneliness, self-doubt, and fear of failure, which aren't openly discussed in textbooks. The ability to stay motivated through emotional ups and downs is a hidden skill developed only through experience. Learning to navigate rejections, setbacks, and uncertain outcomes shapes resilience, which becomes a business owner's most valuable asset. Networking is about value exchange, not just relationships. Networking is commonly advised, but the hidden truth is that successful networking comes from offering value first. Ground-up entrepreneurs often learn this the hard way. Relationships are not just about who you know, but about the mutual value each party can provide. Offering help, insights, or resources without expecting immediate returns often builds stronger, more reliable networks than transactional relationships. Time versus energy management. Many entrepreneurs begin by focusing solely on managing time, optimizing schedules, and working long hours. However, they soon realize that managing their energy is more critical. You might work 14 hours a day, but if your decision-making is impaired due to exhaustion, the extra hours could cost you more in the long run. Ground-up entrepreneurs learn to prioritize high-impact tasks when their energy is at its peak and delegate or delay low-priority tasks. Bootstrapping teaches frugality and resourcefulness. Entrepreneurs who start without substantial funding often develop a sharp sense of how to maximize limited resources. They learn how to negotiate discounts, repurpose tools, and leverage free or low-cost solutions that might not be evident to someone who begins with ample capital. This ingrained resourcefulness often leads to more sustainable growth models. Failure is a data point, not the end. When you're on the ground, every mistake feels catastrophic, but seasoned entrepreneurs learn that failure is just another form of feedback. They start viewing setbacks as learning opportunities rather than personal shortcomings. This mindset isn't intuitive, it's earned by experiencing failure, recovering, and seeing progress afterward. The impact of micro-decisions. It's not always the big strategic decisions that shape a business. It's often the small, everyday choices. For instance, how you greet a client, the tone of an email, or the willingness to go the extra mile for a customer can create ripple effects that build or break your reputation. Ground-up entrepreneurs become hyper-aware of these micro-decisions over time. Scaling requires letting go. A hidden challenge for ground-up entrepreneurs is learning to let go of control. Many struggle with trusting others to manage their business the way they do. This reluctance can stifle growth. The lesson? Letting go doesn't mean abandoning control. It means empowering capable people while focusing on the bigger picture. Ask yourself, are the people in my corner equipped to handle where we are now and where we're going? Do I value credentials over adaptability, or do I seek a balance? Am I building a team for today or preparing for tomorrow? Imagine a ladder leaning against a wall, a hand reaching out to pull someone up. At the end of the day, building a business is like climbing a mountain. You need the right team, the right tools, and the grit to keep going when the path gets rough. But here's the reward. The view from the top is breathtaking. The insights you gain aren't just for the business, they're for life. Stay flexible, stay open, and most importantly, keep building. The climb is worth it. Here is the promised end reward. Success isn't just reaching the summit, it's the lessons you learn along the way. Surround yourself with the right people, and you'll thank yourself later. Let's keep climbing. Building a business isn't just about profit margins or market strategies. It's about resilience, adaptability, and grit. The brutal truths we've uncovered today aren't meant to scare you away, but to prepare you for the journey. The setbacks are inevitable, but they're also your greatest teachers. They shape you into a sharper, more determined version of yourself. Remember, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to it. So, embrace the chaos, learn from the falls, and keep climbing. Because when you finally reach the top, you'll know it was worth every bruise, every sleepless night, and every moment of doubt. Keep pushing, and the success you build will be unshakable. If this video inspired you, share it with someone who might need a little extra motivation. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of resilience and success. Let's keep soaring together. And hey, don't leave just yet. Check out the videos on the side. You won't want to miss what's next. Let's keep growing together.